Leahouse 777.
Let's see what the actor Viggo Mortensen, who plays Aragorn in the LOTR series, has to say about these racist people, these supremacist groups in the United States who are trying to make LOTR their engine towards racial disunity.
That they see the U.S. government as SAARUMAN, as a threat. Yeah, as a threat, and they're terrified and have been for a long time. And we are not the good guys, unfortunately, in this case. And even though it's treat here that in a way, and it's just even more than questioning what's going on right now. What the United States is doing is considered treasonous, really, and
Jackson made the LOTR and the Hobbit. At least for LOTR, Saruman was supposed to be his Adolf of the House of Hitler. So let's take a look and view the evidence. This blood oath that you see. The Thule was a belief by the Aryan or Hitler's organization, and they'll make them swear with blood that no lesser one, Tanakahim, or colored blood, Irish, Scottish, Odin's blood, Asgardian blood flows through their veins, Hyperboreae. And these people would have to have a blood declaration of faith, which is what you just seen. Let's look at the secret army. There's also the propaganda about the brown-skinned people taking the lands of rowdy, aggravated, not benefiting society, Caucasians or pink-skinned mortals.
Of the United States.
The
hillbillies.
That's what you see on. That's the United States racial supremacy. And by this definition, there no brown skin, no pink skin mortal from the United States, or it could be considered a follower of a supremacist because they have colored blood descendancy.
And no brown or yellow, only yellow.
This is Saruman in LOTR. And this is what some of this upsetness that you see by these bearded pink-skinned mortals. They feel it's a part of their legacy and history. I could get their reasoning. Who would want to let go of their own people's legacy after so much has happened? They're just tempting to hold on to who they are. With the dishonor for BLM, it can make one feel a sympathy. But those on this YouTube is not listening. They're being rowdy and riled up. But just like Theoden, Theoden said to those Easterlings, they're being manipulated by Ares, Beckwar, Cosmo, the Sat, just like Hitler was manipulated by the demon that he spoke to, the Martian underground, as he believed it, that was telling him these ideas, just as Saruman did at the beginning of this video. They believe in the superiority of the Indian, the Aryans of India. And this is where Hitler was taught. The Hammer of the Gods is the name of this book. They believe there was a world that existed underground, a type of people. And it was the voice of Hitler had Saruman's voice, riled the people to follow his lead and to build a new society, establish himself as the leader.
He's like Zod in the old comic books.
The Shustafel. was the Secret Service sign being this: 2 lightning bolts, or 2 S's descending as lightning bolts. This is Saruman's army, the wheat hand of Saruman. You see? And these are the people who are upset. And I think they call them now the leftists, and that's the democracy which Hitler did not enjoy at all. He said that was against to build a strong people. It's one of the impediments of 1,000 solstice rule, which I think speaks towards itself. But let's compare it to his LOTR counterpart. The ones that are getting upset on YouTube with the beards. Yes, Father. My Uncle Odin, in case you hear in the background.
Reached it would take a number beyond reckoning, thousands to storm the king. Tens of thousands. But my lord, there is no such force.
This is Peter Jackson's doing.
You see the swastika back there on the L side of the screen? Look. You see the swastika? This is an honor towards Hitler, and it's related to J.R. Tolkien's. He wasn't allowed to get his book published until in Germania until after the wretch had fallen, at least publicly anyway, and only because they didn't agree with his liking the lesser ones, the Tanakian, or
His
the
sympathetic view and telling Israel's stories.
2 mortals, as they're called.
The U.S.
He's about to show the heel, the sign. See the hand?
A new power is rising.
Peter Jackson did this.
Let's take a look at the gesture.
Next to the blackened man, the General Wormtongue. These mortals are that stupid they don't notice this. Even if it's in their fights.
Power is rising. Its victory is at hand.
See the swastikas there?
This night, the land will be stained with the blood of Rohan.
That would be the Arabs.
Leave none alive. To war! There will be no dawn for men.
Will annihilate all mankind towards the Martians.
The quartering. And these sons who you find on YouTube who's upset. They're trying to make a battle. But they're not doing it towards the men of Rohirrim. They're not doing it towards Gondor. They're not doing it towards the elves. They are doing it towards Saruman, the wheat hand of Saruman. They want to annihilate the realm of men, of mortals. That's all mortals. Because taking this turn, who did the attack? But let's see all those gathered on the side of Saruman, who's upset about LOTR. Let's see all those who are assembled. There's the quartering. There's Renfell, who thinks he's Saruman. It's the same type. They all have these beards, and they're Caucasian, but they're not supporting Gondor, and they're not talking about J.R. Tolkien. They're actually talking about Peter Jackson's movie, which did give honor towards his series gave honor towards all pink-skinned mortals and Caucasians only. But this was not what the book was about. It was about racial unity. Even Peter Jackson made this clear. But these people are calling people to battle, to be like Nazi-like or a supremacist group.
SAARUMAN's army.
And BLM is in on that too. And those people rallying people up to fight. They're layering towards Aries, Bekar, Cosbel, to Saturn. This one. This means blessings.
Is that the?
And it's Fae. Fae means lady or the fairy. But all she talks, you click on the page, she says racial stuff. And he says racial stuff. With a fake voice as if they're from like Ireland or Britannia. Like this one.
Dark.
Vada dark.
Vada dark. That's not a good, that's evil.
Like this one. They speak in favor of Saruman, the Waitan.
The one eye of Saruman.
This is David Cullen's show. And Saruman would have killed people with blaze mane, just as the Nazis would have, or those kind of people.
They're considered
Other
impure.
rich. Blaze mane, snowy skin, and darker mane was considered impure.
To the rich.
He would have been deleted, but they're trying to turn this in. That's the United States type of racism. They take these great beings out of history, and no matter what skin they are, and because they're not living through that, they have this. They think that they could twist it into what they want, but they're going to awaken a demon or provoke a battle with the gods. This is dangerous game. Just arrogance that they let their citizens do. It's astounding. They may offend the wrong being or thing or God or dev or demon. There's a storm watch. The true lord of the storm is angered by these racist acts. Like this one. They were saying it fell because it has brown skinned people. Talking about pink skin, Caucasian supremacy, a purity. Not about J.R. Tolkien's book. They're able to Saruman. Like this one. This ranting. Like these. This racist stuff. They're not talking about the series. Again, there he is again on the quartering and the same age. It's like maybe 15 people who are out there
on YouTube
trying to stop this. They should just be happy that someone is caring about LOTR and the Thrill Giant, keep it going. But instead they're upset because there's obvious brown skinned people.
Which is in keeping with the book.
This is not the reason that they should be supported. Some people they came to battle and end the world of men and stop them from uniting. Disguised as being upset with LOTR, and none of them actually read the books.
Well, swastika.
They're going by Peter Jackson's movie.
A swastika does mean broken earth or hurricane.
See? The Saruman look. These are the supremacists, by the way.
Critical thinking.
They came to YouTube to fight. To end the country that betrayed them. As Germania would take it. Or Hitler's fashion would take it. Because he liked them. He believed in them. He looked up to them and studied the Jim Crow laws.
He looked up to the United States.
Only to... He was honored that the way that the United States managed to control their people, the people of there, to subjugate them, suppress them. And he attempted to do it to the lesser ones, the Tanakakim, people who descend of Israel, and also to the Irish and to the British,
the Gaelic, Scottish.
That should be remembered as well.
He believed he was reincarnated as Napoleon.
Just the mysticism that Hitler was doing, the occultism.
Again with that hand.
When he was talking to the Thulia. The land below.
The blazing ones.
You'll see here that if anybody had a little bit more honor without racism, they'll remember that Adolf of the House of Hitler thought that he was communing with a group of people who weren't men in the bowels of the planet Earth, which is the reason he chose a swastika. Others believe he was talking to Martians or the Gologiab, the Gagio, if you're into Kabbalism. But Hitler believed that there was a race of people under the earth, a land, who was giving him his advice, and he thought that they were sent from the heavens, but they were most likely sent from the other place because of the hell, the blaze, and this and that.
He was deceived.
But he had believed in a higher purpose than just himself.
Unlike those
but
people
this doesn't
doing
get
now.
talked about in no lands.
Stand against the might of Sauron and Saruman.
The Union of the Two Towers is Italy, Mussolini. This is about WW2. The Blazing Ones. The Blazing Ones is in the land of shells. The annihilating of trees and nature. Look for those who like guns.
The negative elves. Demons.
This is attacking the children.
Lobbying towards guns.
Guns and weapons. New World Order.
And that military guard. Get them when they're young.
The babies and the youth. The males.
Breaking
teenagers.
them.
You know, the mall shootings. Video games with gun violence. That kind of stuff.
You saw the bald head?
Like the Right Shooting Club. You know there's anything there? Only pink-skinned people. Saruman and Grim and Wormtongue, perhaps? And they wonder where this gun violence happens across the lands of the United States. But if you say anything about this on Google, you'll hear probably a lot of negative comments because it's the truth.
Shooting blackened people on the signs.
They're causing this to happen. They're encouraging them to shoot. All pink-skinned mortals practicing shooting blackened people on a sign. Or a lot of black groups in a crowd. But if you ask them, they'll say they're not racist. It should be very clear that this is a LOTR type of idea that someone's trying to make a reality. But these are supposed to be those who like LOTR in the movies.
And nobody on the signs have a gun,
but they don't care. These people on this YouTube, they don't care about what Amazon's doing. They don't care about J.R. Tolkien. They care about one thing, to annihilate the world of man. And those who follow Aragorn or Legolas, they were against Saruman and Sauron. But these people are claiming that they're about LOTR, but they're helping who's the enemy. They're not standing towards the United States. These people are standing towards to resurrect. Remember that Hitler learned his racism out of the Jim Crow. He studied the Jim Crow stuff in the United States. Just think about one thing. Racial slurs, particular N-words, and the type of treatment towards Nubian, United Station, and Nubian people. Not blackened, but Nubian people. That happened before Hitler came about. He just became the scapegoat towards it.
Yeah, endured.
That mistreatment of a race happened prior to Hitler. It started in the United States. All pink-skinned Caucasian mollusts who figure that they've been wronged by other races.
The Uruk-hai.
They're the only ones who have these guns and who's putting this stuff on YouTube. Somebody's trying to cause a race battle where there's no need one. There's no need towards one. It's not no man to blame completely. It's Aries back while Cosplay is Saturn. They're being puppeted by something evil. These weapons should be used to stop wickedness and evil, not defend a nation or just a race, but righteousness. Be more like the Gundors, the Numordians. Stand towards righteousness.
The elves.
Against evils and wickedness. Not simple pretas and skin tones. I think they're good. They're men who have some kind of honor, but who are misguided by SAARUMAN.
This is a true
or
story.
Peter Jackson. Hitler tried to build a Superman.
A Übermensch. Übermensch. Übermensch.
Just like Saruman. This is already known towards anybody Caucasian, pink-skinned mortals who watch LOTR. And this is Peter Jackson's movie, the one that they keep supporting with pink skin. He didn't think highly of pink-skinned mortals, apparently.
Peter Jackson did not.
He's building a Übermensch with these giants, these Urukai. There's the guns.
Keep speaking, going in battles, disguised as patriots. They just want the guns and the weapons. They're not doing it for a nation.
I thought you guys were like about elves. This is actually the enemy of men, of pink-skinned mortals, at least in the movie. At least Saruman, the character. If there's any redemption, this is a disgrace even towards Hitler, I would think. Unless they're saying that he was betrayed by a spy in his own ranks, Gremlin Wormtongue, who backstabbed him. But this is also a betrayal towards those United States people. Unless they're not really patriotic. Unless this is not really an argument about LOTR, but more about a racial supremacy. Just what Saruman preached.
Saruman has poisoned the mind of the king and the lordship over these lands.
Over the United States. Country people.
Most loyal to brotherhood. For that to be vanished.
He didn't say the blackened wizard.
He didn't say the black. He said
the white wizard is cunning. He walks here and there, they say. He's an old man, hooded and cloaked. And everywhere his spies slip past our nets. We are no spies. We track a party of Urukai westward across the plain.
the white hand of power. Wheat and power, perhaps.